This video lecture has been produced using artificial intelligence with the supervision of Belhaven faculty and staff. In the world of technology ventures, there is this incredible, almost constant pressure to grow and to grow fast. But what if that very urgency, that rush towards success, is precisely what sets a venture up for failure? This is the paradox we're going to explore today. How the choices made in the very early days of a venture can determine whether it achieves durable scale or, well, collapses under its own momentum. We will be examining how those foundational decisions create a path for the long run. So this is the core question I want us to hold on to throughout our time together. How do these early choices and the dynamics they create really determine if a venture builds something that will last? This question provides the framework for our entire discussion. All right, so first things first, before we can really dig in, we need to establish a clear, shared understanding of what we even mean by early growth. It's a term that gets used quite a bit, but it's often misunderstood, so it's important we are on the same page. You see, it's not just about an increase in users or a bump in revenue. It's about moving from that initial spark of an idea towards something that is repeatable and sustainable. It's so tempting to look at any upward trend and call it a success, but this early stage is incredibly fragile. The systems, the team, the processes, they're all still being formed. And what might look like powerful momentum could in fact just be noise. Understanding this fragility is crucial for navigating what comes next. This fragility brings us directly to one of the most difficult judgments a leader must make. When is the right time to scale? Getting this decision wrong can have profound consequences for the venture. You know, leaders have to navigate this incredibly narrow path, a real tightrope walk. If you scale too early, you're essentially pouring gasoline on a fire of inefficiency. You just amplify all your existing problems, your processes break, and the cost of finding new customers can become completely unsustainable. But if you wait too long, you risk ceding the market to faster competitors, you lose relevance, and you might miss that critical window where network effects can take hold. This is a significant challenge. We can call this timing risk. True readiness to scale isn't just about enthusiasm or having funding in the bank. It's about a deep, careful alignment of your product, the market, your internal operations, and your leadership team. Discerning that alignment isn't a science. It requires wisdom and the careful interpretation of evidence. This is a key aspect of effective leadership in this context. Okay, let's shift our focus now and explore a powerful force that is absolutely fundamental to the growth of so many modern technology companies: network effects. This dynamic is central to our discussion. It's a pretty straightforward idea, right? The more people who use a service, the more valuable that service becomes for everyone. But here's the crucial insight. These powerful effects are not automatic. They don't just happen on their own. They require careful cultivation to be truly effective. This is where we need to distinguish between two very different kinds of growth. In a healthy network, each new person who joins genuinely enhances the experience for everyone else. The value of the network deepens. But with unhealthy growth, you might see user numbers going up, but they're just vanity metrics. It's volume without value. The underlying network isn't getting any stronger. Distinguishing between these two is essential because scaling before a network is truly healthy can undermine its long-term viability. Now, as a venture grows, it will inevitably encounter these crossroads, moments that demand a fundamental shift in strategy and thinking. These moments are a true test for any organization. We call these strategic inflection points. They are these critical moments when the underlying assumptions you've been operating on about growth, about cost, about how you create value simply don't hold true anymore. Ignoring these signals can be fatal. Sustainable ventures are marked by their capacity to recognize when the conditions have changed and to adjust with a real sense of strategic humility. And today, artificial intelligence intensifies all of these dynamics. AI is the great accelerator. It can accelerate experimentation and learning, but it also dramatically increases competitive pressure. The risk is that AI can also accelerate our mistakes at an incredible speed. This technology doesn't remove the need for human judgment. In fact, it heightens it, making wise leadership more important than ever. This is a key insight for our current technological moment. So when we pull all of these different threads together, it brings us to a central lesson. Navigating early growth isn't merely a technical challenge. It is a profound leadership responsibility. This means we must consider what that leadership looks like in practice. This quote really gets to the heart of it. From a Christian worldview, these complex business challenges are reframed as matters of stewardship. It pushes us to ask deeper questions. Are we managing the resources, the people, and the opportunities entrusted to us responsibly? This perspective calls us to look beyond just the speed of growth and to consider its quality and its ultimate purpose. These principles provide a durable foundation. First, there's a call for wisdom over haste, the discipline of building without first counting the cost. Then there's responsible stewardship, which means recognizing that reckless, rapid expansion can actually harm the very people, our employees, our customers, entrusted to our care. And finally, there's humility in uncertainty, the posture of acknowledging ambiguity and orienting our decisions toward long-term flourishing. These principles give us a way to think through these complex issues. So as we conclude, I want to leave you with this question to reflect on. Which of these decisions do you think most shapes a venture's long-term path? But even more importantly, how can these principles, wisdom, stewardship, and humility, guide those decisions? Because when leaders answer that question, they can position their ventures not merely to grow, but to endure. This provides a solid foundation for further thought.